in the past month, were you aware that Saucer Swap's total value locked has soared by over 70%, overtaking established protocols as Bancor and QuickSwap in ranking? Now, with Elizabeth Spaceship Crypto, we did talk about the whole thing of like potential Saucer Swap. In my opinion, I said to myself, and I'm not trying to just hop on the bandwagon of like a lot of content creators do this as well, like 1000x everything to the moon, right? But if you look at the market cap of Saucer Swap, especially during that time before last week, and you look at, like, for instance, Uniswap and the height of what Uniswap did, and understand, like, wow, a lot of people are using, this particular DEX, and understand that, transaction fees, right? We talk about gas fees and all that, like, it's almost non-existent compared to garbage Ethereum, right? And also understand this thing of like anti-MEV bots, right? Because these MEV bots do a thing of manipulation, okay? And we've seen, lots of cases where a person like will go to sell and then the market goes the other way, or, go to buy, you name it, and just everything tanks, and it's crazy stuff. It's cool that Hedera has these mechanisms in place, and especially on Saucer Swap, right? So for them to now achieve this in such a small, short time, this is big. So I'm gonna blow this up a little bit more for you guys, and you do see it right here, right? It's already at 18th in regards to these rankings. I mean, shoot, man, to be mentioned with some of these other ones. I know about Trader Joe's. I hold VVS Finance. I'm like, man, I talk about getting wrecked. I got wrecked on VVS Finance. I know some of you guys hold like Jack, and so on, but it's just your entry point and so on. But again, look at this Osmosis number 10. So how well is this going to climb up the ladder? I think it's going to tremendously climb up the ladder. And I wanted to point that out because, I thought it was a very, very big deal to see what it's been, basically doing. And just to give you an idea, here it is. Let's go ahead and do a full screen. You do see here Saucer Swap, right? I mean, it's down on the 1 hour about 15%. Man, that's a big 1 hour dump, as some people would say. But on the 7-day chart, 92%. I mean, again, like, wow. Market cap is unverified at the moment, but I mean, 92,734,000. I mean, that's still very, very low market cap with huge upside potential. And you have basically, I think, 60% in circulation already. You can do pairings like with Hbar. So it's cool stuff to see that with Saucer Swap. Okay. The next part what I want to get into is this right here. And basically it's straight from Hedera. Now I'll come back in the frame on this one for a bit. So I was like, all right, well, we're talking about this ecosystem of Hedera. Let's talk a little bit more in regards to like the actual token, the native token, Hedera, like Hbar. So look at this for a second. They came out with this video, and I thought it was really cool because at the end of the day, we're all super impressed with the Hedera Governing Council. Like, I mean, it's the most impressive one out there. Look what it says. Built for decentralized trust, governed responsibly by the world's leading organizations, diversified across industry, geography, creating a trusted digital future for all. And it's going to speak for itself. It's a new updated video. They released it at 8:42 a.m., Mountain Time earlier today. I thought, you know what? We need to have a nice little visual for a break. So check this out. And then after this, we're going to get into more of what's going on with the Hedera ecosystem. You're going to see a particular interview here in a bit and why I think it's significant. Smash a like if you like Hedera and that's your thing, because it's been doing a lot. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Let's go ahead and play this. Here we go.
To come.
People will always play a role.
For enterprises to adopt public blockchains, there are 5 challenges that must be addressed. Performance, security, reliability, low emissions, and governance. Hedera is the public network architected from the ground up to address these challenges. Hedera offers speed and scalability fair ordering, predictable fees, and a low carbon footprint. HEDERA is a platform built on and built for trust, with a governance model designed to be collusion-resistant and to provide responsible stewardship of the network for generations to come.
People will always play a role when it comes to defining or governing technology, and they should. So it's important to bring the right set of people together so they can, in some shape or form, identify the roadmap, if you will, of the technology. That's where all of our council members play a key role to set the standards across the globe that can be embraced and adopted.
The HEDERA Council is an elected group of highly diversified leading global organizations committed to supporting the development and growth of the public network.
Having a governance role in something that we are getting heavily involved in was important to us. We've actually benefited a lot more from just being involved in the council meetings, in the committee meetings, learning from the other council members. Groups across all different sectors where you can kind of get a new way of thinking about doing things.
Comprised of the world's most innovative organizations across different industries and geographies, the HEDERA Council is charting the path for the HEDERA network.
We have been looking for a blockchain company which can be more decentralized. The HEDERA Governing Council was very prominently chosen because of the decentralization, the security aspects of it, the DPS part of it, which it makes very sustainable for the fintech company like us.
Committees meet regularly to discuss and make recommendations to the full council. From establishing standards and shepherding the open source roadmap to navigating global regulations.
The role of RegCom is we're regulatory and policy. So it's really to consider the impact of changes in law of regulations that may impact HEDERA and its layer 1 protocol. And also the policy side of it is obviously to advocate for changes that we may see necessary in policy governments, I think primarily now in the US.
Council members also collaborate to utilize the network in ways to best serve their markets and customers.
The impetus for joining the council was that we're an infrastructure company. We sell servers, we sell networks, we sell storage, and all for the purpose of helping our customers run applications on top of all that. And we're just starting to see our customers running more and more DLT applications. And so when they came to us for guidance, we didn't have as many answers as we wanted to. And we realized that we could really benefit from running our own DLT, and then the opportunity to join all these other companies who are running that DLT. We just knew that if we did this, we'd be able to help our customers who were coming to us asking for help when it came to DLT.
HEDERA goes beyond blockchain with a fast, fair, and secure distributed public ledger governed responsibly by the world's leading organizations and made for developers, creating a trusted and empowered digital future for all. What future will you build?
Man, that was pretty good, pretty darn cool. Not to hype it, but it speak for itself. That was really nice to watch. I want to now take a break and share with you some more in regards to HEDERA. And man, I mean, it's just been killing it with all the news, updates, you name it, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share this with you as well. And this comes straight from Gossip About Gossip. You know how Stellar does the whole thing of the Stellar Development Foundation. We know that when it comes to HEDERA, they also have this thing called Gossip About Gossip. It's in regards to Cify, not Sleeplify. Cify. It's about a maritime industry community platform utilizing HEDERA. So, if Edward Vincent or Mike Cornwell or any of us that I guess you could say have something to do with the maritime industry, right? You know where I'm going with this. Maybe you guys pay a little more attention to this segment, right? Because it might affect us. So with that said, let's go ahead and share this on the screen. And I've gone ahead and fast forward to some key parts about this. Don't think I'm going to play the whole thing, but I want you to hear this out. Because I want to know something. When it comes to Hedera, I don't think there's enough that's being mentioned in regards to even trade and things like that. It's always what? XDC, VeChain, Morpheus network, things like that. Even a little bit of quant, right? We know about that. But Hedera, maybe not as much. So think about this for a second and listen to the perspectives. I thought it was pretty cool, and I'm glad to bring it to you guys. This was somewhat recent, I think a few days ago. Still very valid. Listen to what they have to say. Smash the like. Thanks for being here. Here we go.
Cify is a digital platform for the maritime industry. It helps with hiring and also supports the career growth. We have features like job matching, educational resources. We have a digital library where professionals can upload different materials that they gather during their career. And in this way, they can help juniors and cadets that are in the beginning of their career with those materials when they are on a deck or on an engine that they need to repair. Also, we have a jobs listing, so they can find jobs and hire through using Simplify. We have a community section. It's something like Stack Overflow, where they can add questions and can receive answers from specialists from the industry. And the latest feature is a trivia section where they can test their knowledge, something like Duolingo. They can ask different questions or take some tests, and in this way they can learn, and also they do it in a fun way. And that's Simplify. I'm from Romania. I also have a lot of members in the family that works in the industry, and the name it's combination of two words. As the first letters say, the first word is C, and the other word is simplify. So we can say that we can simplify the way professionals from the industry are finding jobs or grow in their career.
And how are they doing that today? Is it just sort of word of mouth and who you know?
Somehow, but also there are the classic old methods. They are going through social media platforms or jobs listing dashboards, the old recruiting platforms, and that's all. So basically, we identified in the industry this gap, this modern aspect that we think that we are bringing it in our app. So yeah, that's how they are doing it right now, and I hope that Simplify will change these methods and will bring something fresh in the industry.
All right. And why was it important to use distributed ledger technology as part of this solution?
Well, we have another feature in the app that we will launch it in January. We will launch a gamification system to make our users to contribute to the community. And for each action they will do in the app, like answering to other questions or contributing to the community with materials in the library, etc., they will receive some points. And at the end of the month, top 3 users who gather most of the points will receive a reward. And also the reward will be USDC. And because of that, we wanted to have a technology that it's cost effective, it's safe, it's fast, And in this way, we choose to use it by a collaboration with Blade Wallet, which is a wallet built on Hedera. And basically, users will link from our app with Blade Wallet, and in this way, we can send them the rewards at the end of the month.
And it seems like, DLT is also well suited for sort of demonstrating credentials and being able to prove that you have done certain things that you claim, within your profile. Is that part of your plans?
We had it in the beginning, but during our interviews and a lot of discussions with companies, we decided that it's not the moment to launch it, because by validating the credentials means that a lot of companies, let's say not companies, universities, a user will add to his profile that he just graduated a Maritime university, and to validate that credential, the university needs to create an account and to receive notifications each time a user adds that to his profile. And from our discussions with universities, companies, medical centers who gives to the users, to the Cifys, let's say, a lot of medical certificates that need to be validated. They said that will be a lot of work on their side to do that. They like the idea. They said that it's a great thing that will bring something new in the industry, and also will remove this let's say lies from the profiles, because users can lie in the profile. But they said that right now they don't have the resources to do that. But we have it in the pipeline, we have it in the design, we develop it, but we will launch it in the future.
Perhaps down the road.
Yeah.
And so
Initially, sorry, as a side note, initially our product was only a credential and a recruitment platform, only with this feature.
Yeah, but pivoting to sort of meet the market need where they are today, it sounds like.
Exactly, yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your experience building on Hedera and working with the various teams.
Well, I'm a product designer. I work in a technology company. I have more than 12 years experience in creating products, especially mobile and web products. This product is my first product that has DLT technology, and I'm happy that I choose to include this feature, because we learn a lot during the process. And right now we are sure that choosing this technology for our gamification system rather than a classic way, I don't know, with a bank account, etc., was the best choice that we could have it in during our design and implementation process.
And what kind of, this seems like a very international solution, right? You have folks who are probably working across all different geographies. Is it designed to be used by anybody anywhere worldwide?
Yeah. In the community section, every time a user creates an account based on his nationality, he will land in a community dedicated to his nationality.
Okay.
So right now we have users from Poland, Greece, UK, Norway, Germany. So yeah, we created for international usage, not only for our country locally.
Great. And so how do people onboard on the platform? It sounds like it is a sort of Web 2 to Web 3 experience, right? You have a website, you have a place that people are going and using sort of traditional means of registering before you then onboard them, with Blade Wallet to potentially use those Web 3 features.
First off, if you haven't made money with AI yet, don't worry. AI is the big.
We have a website, and from there they are redirected to Play Store or to Google Play Store and to iOS Store. And also users find our app in those stores organically.
Great.
And also the wallet, they will install it as a request to join the leaderboard and the gamification system. Basically, you can join and earn points if you don't check some requirements. And one of the required point is to install and link the Blade wallet with Cify.
Okay, great. And so what is ahead for you all? You know, you've gotten this far. You have, it sounds like, users across very, you know, a number of different countries. What do you see ahead for the next 6 to 12 months?
Basically, we want to improve the app because there is no app without bugs. And we want to make it as stable as possible. And also, we are looking to keep going with interviews and find out what users' needs are. And of course, if the users will ask for new features, for sure we will add new features. Otherwise, the plan is to grow the app and to bring as many users and companies in the app. Right now, the app is free and will be free at least 1 year from now on. And yeah, we are trying to make it better and to increase the usage, to have as many as possible users in the app, and active users who will install Blade Wallet, of course, and that will use the app to contribute and to make it a tool for their career.
Fantastic. Well, Alex, thank you so much for sharing this journey with us. We hope you will keep us updated on your progress. And for those who want to check it out, seaplify.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me. And yeah, I will keep you updated.
Awesome.
Okay. So, you know, let's face it. I mean, maybe not everybody's the biggest fan of hearing that type of news and segment. There's some significance in regards to that. So, what I've gathered in regards to some of the more research and so on, this conclusion of this segment is this. You heard the expression of, you know, like, what kind of impact does this make in regards to the maritime industry, right? That's what we were talking about before. Well, this integration of simplify, right? Like you're saying, kind of like making things simplified, right? Kind of a funny way of explaining things. This with the Hedera network, it is significant, but why? What's the nitty gritty? Well, there's a few key things. And in regards to the maritime industry, I want you guys to keep in mind that it does have some key things that we should get into. So basically, I came up with like 4 or 5 key things. And it's like this. You heard that gentleman touch bases on a few key things. Cify, probably not pronounced it right still, does aim to address the industry's challenges with finding or I should say also retaining qualified personnel. Earlier in the outline tonight, we talked about JASMY and workflows. So again, think about HR, qualified personnel. The job at HR, if you really think about it, especially when the hiring process goes, is to find the right, you know, person, the right fit for the organization to create obviously better workflows. You're not going to hire the wrong people. No. So using AI and Hedera's distributed ledger technology, right, they can streamline recruitment, improve efficiency, and ensure, of course, a better experience overall for both employers and, of course, job seekers. Now, that's cool. You know, we've seen other different job seeking sites and so on. I've used Indeed. Some of you guys use some of these other ones like Monster and so on. That's utility in motion. You know, it might not be mass scale utility in motion, but hear me out on that. you have to keep in mind the bigger picture of things. I mean, if you're hiring a bunch of people from many different organizations, that could be pretty massive. What about enhanced career development? Well, this platform that you just saw in regards to Cify offers resources, opportunities for learning, professional growth, so on and so forth. But it does empower individuals, of course, in specifically the maritime sector. You know, like I mentioned before, Hedera doesn't really get mentioned in regards to trade as much as like something like XDC, your Morpheus networks, your VChains, some of those other ones, but it is definitely worth looking into. What about increased community engagement? Well, by fostering a unified online space, Cify connects professionals, facilitates interaction, all those things that you basically heard that gentleman talk about. But it does definitely strengthen the maritime community and have that connection with Hedera. See what you want. That's a great positive catalyst. What about the whole thing of secure transparency, and especially when it comes to the transactions itself? Well, Hedera's DLT does enable secure and transparent reward distribution for participating in engagement. Remember what you saw in their interview? He talked about USDC rewards. That's pretty cool. This adds another trust level and fairness to the specific platform. Now, that was in regards to Cify. What about how this really benefits Hedera? You know, we're Hedera holders, right? So you have to keep in mind there's about 4 key things I want to get into before we wrap it up, and that is real world use case. When you look more into Cify, if you choose to do so, I know some of that's a little dry, right? Maybe it's just the guy's personality. You can't shoot the guy for that. But Cify is a tangible example of course, Hedera's DLT, the underlying infrastructure, and how it's basically, you know, being used to solve real world problems, but in specifically that industry. This specifically showcases, I gotta stop saying specifically. This showcases the network's potential for various applications and, of course, beyond finance, because in reality, Hedera is so much more than just finance. We know that. Again, this is maritime. When we talk about industry adoption, we want mass adoption. So hear me out on this one too. This partnership opens doors to the vast maritime sector multiple ways, but mainly by potentially leading to mass adoption of Hedera's technology by other players, of course, in the maritime industry. How cool is that? By basically demonstrating scalability and performance, successful implementation on Cify can very well boost Hedera's image, scalability, and even high-performing DLT, you know, in regards to the hash graph consensus algorithm or platform, I should say. It will, whether we want to believe it or not, attract new partners. And hear me out on this. What you saw in the interview with, you know, what's her name? I always forget that lady's name. Hard to pronounce sometimes. It is Sokovia. Am I pronounce that right? Yeah. Zenobia Gottschalk. That's right. Very unique name. That interview you saw in regards to her, you have to keep in mind that whether you're for Cify or you don't understand Cify, they do stand out to have a strong use case for Hedera. Now, even though that's only the first example we've seen in regards to maritime, what happens when this opens up for Hedera? As the saying goes, you walk through one door, could open up the path for more doors to open. But this use case does demonstrate practical applications for the potential of real world impact by addressing, you know, simple or specific challenges, improving the maritime industry. This does set the precedent for further adoption and paves the way for Hedera's continued growth and success. Maybe we do see in the future, as time goes by, that Hedera is an industry leader in regards to maritime and trade and so on. I mean, that's not bad. You know, that industry is huge in itself. Why, you know, so many people put so much emphasis, especially on XDC and trade. Keep in mind, while all this is relatively new, the long-term impact, whether it's Cify or some of these other ones, could have a profound impact on Hedera and especially the ecosystem. And speaking of which, before we close it out, check this out for a second. This is Bank Social, another one part of the Hedera ecosystem, and I'll keep it in this frame. This one has really done exceptionally well, and I'm into this as well, just like a lot of you guys, Mike Cornwell and so on, Tim Shea. The last 30 days, this has been up 245.4%, and on the year, 808.9%. Now, why I don't have anything specific in regards to Bank Social today, we're going to get more into it. But the key thing for all of you guys, in conclusion, is Hedera, the ecosystem, and all these key things that represent just that, the ecosystem. Whether it's saucer swap in the DEX or a decentralized credit union with Bank Social, a tokenized credit union for crying out loud, and seeing these other examples in regards to maritime industry and trade. Say what you want. Look at the charts. Even at this time that we're in this bull run that I think, in my opinion, that we're definitely in, Hedera stands out. Not just the native token, but the entire ecosystem. I mean, we were talking about saucer swap over a week ago. Look how significantly that's done. So we're always going to cover all this stuff. While it's not like a lot of major headline news in regards to Hedera, you got to give credit where credit's due. For them to enter into something like Maritime, it is at least worth pointing out and does get the honorable mention.